It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Hello and welcome to CVC Girls High School Lacrosse on the WBCB Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by Notre Dame High School, Fish Clothing Company, and Hyundai of Trenton. And alongside Freddie Valentino, I'm Jordan Hirsch, and today here in Lawrenceville, we've got a good one for you as the 8-3 Fighting Irish of Notre Dame play host to the 10-2 Panthers of Princeton Day. And Freddie, let's start with this Notre Dame squad here. Tough loss on Saturday, taking on Paul VI, fell in that game 17-10, but bounced back Monday afternoon with a big 12-4 win at Princeton. Reese Parker, 6 goals in that game. She's now scored 6 in back-to-back games. She's up to 40 on the season. What do Parker, as well as the rest of her teammates, have to do to pull out a win against a tough Princeton Day squad here this afternoon?
Hey, Jordan, good to be here again. Thanks for having me. So my take on that is I was also at the Monday game against Princeton. Notre Dame won the draw consecutively for probably every draw in the first quarter. It's a huge game changer. If we can dominate the draws and gain possession and our team moves the ball up and finds Parker, she's been open like so many times. She finds the spot and she's been finding the back of the net. It's going to be huge. But we got to win that draw right out of the gate to get on the board.
Yeah, and that was obviously a problem against Paul VI back on Saturday. So the play in the circle will be huge here for Notre Dame. And now taking a look at their opponent in the Princeton Day Panthers, they've been red hot, winners of 4 consecutive games. Most recently, they defeated West Windsor Plainsboro South 13-0 on Monday. How about this? It was their first shutout since April 20th of 2021 when they took down Stuart Day 12-0. The 4 wins in a row matches Princeton Day's longest streak of the season. They had opened the season 4-0, and they are really driven by the 3-headed monster of Tessa Caputo, Shelby Ruff, and Jessie Hollander. Caputo, their star player, the senior attacker, up to 50 goals on the season, 36 assists. She's been red hot during this win streak, 17 goals during the last 4 games. Earlier in the season, tied a career high with 9 goals in a win against Hightstown. She's headed to Fairfield to play lacrosse next year, and she is now 8 goals away from breaking the Princeton Day School record for most goals by a player. And who knows, it is possible that we will see her break that this afternoon. As I just mentioned, she did score 9 in a game earlier this year, has a game in which she scored 13 points as well. She's going to be a tough task to handle for Notre Dame, and one of the keys for their defense, Freddie, is going to be to slow her down, because as Caputo goes, this Princeton Day School goes, and she's been red hot basically all season. What do you think that the Fighting Irish have to do to be able to kind of get in her way? And you're not going to stop her, obviously, a player that's as talented as her. The Irish are going to have to throw at her on defense.
Yeah, she's going to be dangerous as soon as she crosses midfield and brings the ball down. I mean, they're definitely going to have to double her. They're going to have to slide, and they're going to have to shut her down at the 12. And if she wraps around the cage and comes in on the corner, she's definitely going to have to be defended by our girl in that corner as well as the backer. They're definitely going to need support. She's an athlete. The kid's playing tremendous.
Well, it will be interesting to see how they try to stop Tessa Caputo, and it will be interesting to see how this game goes. A couple of teams well over 500. CVC Colonial Division action is coming for you next on the WBCB Sports Network.
It's time now for the best high school sports action.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
$14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
Welcome back to Notre Dame High School alongside Freddie Valentino. I'm Jordan Hirsch, just about set for action here between Princeton Day and Notre Dame. These two teams neck and neck in terms of their overall record. Princeton Day comes in at 10-2, Notre Dame at 8-3. A little bit more of a disparity in the standings. Fighting Irish, they are 3-1 in divisional play, just a game back of first place Allentown, and they take on Lawrence today. So a win here for Notre Dame and a loss for Allentown at Lawrence, and they would move into a tie for first place atop the CVC Colonial. As for Princeton Day, 10-2 overall, just 1-2 though in divisional play. They play obviously a really tough CVC Colonial division. The top 4 teams all have at least 8 wins. It'll be Amelia Eilbacher in the circle for the draw for Notre Dame. And we are underway. Shelby Ruff in there for Princeton Day, and Ruff controls this one. Princeton Day with the first possession. Shelby Ruff, who will be attending Merrimack in the fall. Got 3 players out here on this field today that will all be headed to the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Emily Javik to Ryder will be taking her talents up to Connecticut and to Fairfield. So at least for Caputo and for Ruff, they are both teammates for now, but next year will be opponents in the MAC. Here is Kelly Christie, the senior midfielder, sends it across to Jesse Hollander, gets to the top of the fan, and loses it. And it'll be fought for and scooped up by Notre Dame. Sammy Davis able to pick that one up. Here is Davis off the pass from Koziel. Bringing this one up goes Mickey O'Connell. She'll deal it back to Reese Parker. 2 games. Parker move, looking for a teammate in white. Minute and a half gone here at Notre Dame. Still no score. Eilbacher inside the fan, wheels back out. Sends it across to Ellie Marone. Marone puts her head down and she'll take it back out. Here's Javik. The lefty moves in. And she'll take it back out. Fighting Irish, we've seen it. The 2 games that we have covered, their offense very deliberate, trying to just break down this Princeton Day defense slowly. Parker behind the net to Marone, takes it to the doorstep. In front they go. Driscoll hits the post. Michaela Driscoll able to recover, though, and she'll send. Possession now over a minute. Parker, top of the 8-meter. Back pedals out to the edge of the fan. Feeds Kelly Demsko. And she defers to Ellie Marone inside the fan. Right back out she goes. Eilbacher at the top. Works her way in, gets to the 8-meter, spins on her defender, gets it down low. Marone, ball tipped loose, and it's scooped up by the goaltender, Grace Ulrich, and Princeton Day takes over. Ulrich, a long stretch pass that is going to be handled by Kelly Christie after Hollander couldn't come up with it. And now racing up goes Natalia Soffer. Gets to the top of the fan. Soffer takes it right and peels back out. As Katie Zarishia-Sunas, the senior attacker, sends it back up top to Kelly Christie and across to Hollander. Christie gets it back. Both these teams taking their time on offense. Soffer to Zarishia-Sunas, and around behind the net they go. Up top, here's Hollander racing in, cut off. And whistle and a foul. This time, it's going to go against Notre Dame. Free position now for the Panthers. A chance to break this scoreless tie. 8:11 to play, first quarter. Hollander winds up, bounces it, and scores. Jesse Hollander puts the Panthers on the board first. And for Hollander, that is her 35th goal of the season. She's now 2 points away for 100 on her career. Had a hat trick on Monday in the win against West Windsor Plainsboro South. It was her 8th hat trick of the season, and she's a third of the way to that with still over 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Ruff and Eilbacher in the circle for the draw. Whistle blows. Eilbacher wins it back to her side, however, right into the net of Hollander, who just scored. She'll move up. Hollander to Zaricia Sunas, and Hollander gets it right back from her at the edge of the fan. Up top they go, Christie. Cut off by Javik, feeds it back to Hollander. Behind the net for Princeton Day. They're 2 for 2 on the draw so far, and now a whistle stopping play. They try to go into the middle. That one tipped high up in the air. It'll end up going back behind the net. Princeton Day recovers. Kelly Christie looking for space. Feeds Hollander, and now Zaricia Sunas at the left side of the net. Natalia Soffer back to Zaricia Sunas. And up top to Hollander. Princeton Day content to work it around the perimeter of the fan here on their first 2 possessions. Christie moves in, gets a shot off, and another goal for Princeton Day. That time it was the junior attacker Natalia Soffer for her 6th goal of the season. It puts the Fighting Irish now in a 2-0 hole here early. And so far, Freddie, you talked about it in the pregame, Notre Dame not being able to get control off the draw, and now it's led to 2 goals here for the Panthers.
It has. We got to win a draw here if we're going to be on the board. I mean, PDS is playing really wide outside the 12, and they're being really patient. They're sending their cutters through, and our girls can only, defend one girl at a time. They're playing really smart, PDS.
Well, this one's taken by Marone. Bit of an announcer jinx. Marone around behind the net. Both these teams, again, have played the offense. Their offensive set's very deliberate. It's allowed for a very quick-paced first quarter, as we're now down to just 6:38 to play in it. 2-0 Notre Dame trailing here early. Driscoll to Parker. And now Javik makes a tough catch there on the backhand and sends it up to Demsko. Eilbacher will take it back. Amelia Eilbacher works into the fan, gets a screen from Javik, uses it right. And she's forced back out as she gets double-teamed by Hollander and Salzano. Parker makes the move, spins, good defense, and knocking down Parker that time was Maddie Flory, and that will be a foul against Flory, and it'll be a yellow card as well. She'll head off, and now woman up for Notre Dame, 11 on 10, and Parker will get a free position with a chance to get the Irish on the board. Parker, 12 goals in the last 2 contests, a chance to put the Fighting Irish on the board and cut the deficit in half. Parker ready, starts in, bounces it and scores. Reese Parker stays hot, 13 goals in the last 3 games, and it's a 2-1 Notre Dame deficit now as we have nearly reached the halfway point of the first. It's 2-1. For Reese Parker now, her 41st goal of the season, give her 51 points as well for the sophomore attacker on this Notre Dame squad. She's been leading the way the entire week here for the Irish, and she starts off the scoring for them here this afternoon. Notre Dame just 3-2 here on their home turf, 5-1 on the road. Got to believe once tournament play and playoffs start, that's going to work to their advantage, all the success they've had on the road. Here's Reese Parker, bounces that one, and it gets deflected and ends up in. Not the way Parker drew that one up, but she's got 2 goals in 10 seconds, and we're knotted at 2. Just like that, Reese Parker up to 42 goals on the season. And Freddie, you've been watching lacrosse a lot longer than I have, but that one, just a fortunate bounce. I don't think I've ever seen a shot kind of that slow just trickle past the goaltender and Ulrich like that.
No, not at all. I mean, that was a bounce down probably 5 feet in front of the goalie, and it just continued to bounce. I don't know how the goalie just didn't have an eye on it. You know, I can't really see what obstruction was in her way, but it did just kind of roll into the goal after that.
So we are knotted at 2 apiece, 5:51 to play here in the opening quarter. Glad you could join us for some girls CVC high school lacrosse on the WBCB Sports Network. And now all of a sudden the Irish have won 3 straight draws, and they've got the lead in that category and looking to take the lead in the game. Javik, the senior rider commit, dishes it to Parker. A goal away from a first quarter hat trick after scoring 6 in her last 2 games. Each of her last 2 games. She scored 12 overall. Michaela Driscoll, 18 goals on the season for her, defers to Javik, gets into the fan, sends a wicked left-handed shot that's knocked away by Ulrich. It will stay with Notre Dame as Javik with a nifty little sidearm sling to get that one on net. Eilbacher looking for a friend, makes a move behind the net, lost it, got it back, no one there to pressure her. Amelia Eilbacher, who scored her 100th career point when we were here a couple of weeks ago on April 15th against Lawrence. She's up to 46 points on the season. Eilbacher pirouettes behind the net, gets to the doorstep, around a defender, and scores. Amelia Eilbacher does it all by herself, and Notre Dame is on top 3-2. Oh, so shifty right there. Amelia Eilbacher, the spinorama behind the net, dekes out her defender, wide open in the 8-meter, and able to beat Grace Ulrich to put Notre Dame in front for the first time this afternoon.
Seems like each team's been able to score after the draw possession, right? So it's so key. Such an important part of the game. And,
you know, we had talked about that on Saturday, obviously. Notre Dame had struggled in that category, Paul VI winning all the draws, and they were able to set up their offense and front run basically the entire way through that game. Eilbacher scoops this one up, and just like that, it's 4 straight draw wins for the Irish, and they've used that to their advantage, now on top 3-2. Eilbacher conducting the offense, lost it, got it right back. The second time that she's kind of just lost it on her own, but no defender in the vicinity to pressure her, and Eilbacher will take it right back behind the net. Let's see if she goes to those fancy moves that we just saw a moment ago. Eilbacher sends this one in front, and having trouble with it is Michaela Driscoll, nearly scoops it up. Ball being fought for on the turf. And Notre Dame comes away with it, and Eilbacher still fighting now. Ends up all the way near the back fence. It will stay with the Irish. Tell you what, it looks like that goal has kind of energized Amelia Eilbacher as first to the loose ball a couple of times right there, and she had also struggled on Saturday against Paul VI, and we'll see if that one kind of wakes her up as well, because if she's going well, Reese Parker and the rest of the players kind of follow suit for Notre Dame. Parker, top of the fan, hops her way inside, tries to get it back to Marone. That one goes behind the net. It will be scooped up by Notre Dame. Aubrey Davis, side of the net. Clock ticks down to 3:04 to play. First quarter, Notre Dame holding a 1-goal lead. Davis will jog behind the net, right back to Eilbacher. She'll set it up. Eilbacher defended by Soffer. That's 12 on 12. Tries to get around her. Soffer recovers nicely. Back behind the net they go, Davis. And a little too many jukes. And now a hold. This one will go against Princeton Day. It will stay with the Irish. And so now free position and a tough angle here for Davis. Let's see how she handles this one. A chance to go up 3-2. Instead, she'll just take it back behind the net. Difficult angle there, and she'll play this one safe. Driscoll gets to the doorstep. Thought about putting a spin move on instead. We'll give it up to Parker. Top of the 8-meter. Wheels around in front and shoots that one wide. Davis back first to keep possession for her squad. Quickly moving first quarter, already down to 1:50 to play. Notre Dame on top by 1. Eilbacher, fancy footwork behind the net once more. This time good defense played by Adriana Salzano, the senior, not to let her get around in front. This time getting in front was Driscoll, and that shot trickles off of Ulrich and wide, and Princeton Day survives that possession, and they'll take over. Under 90 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. This one sent ahead. Here comes Princeton Day racing up in transition the other way. There's Caputo. She's been held scoreless so far. 50 goals on the year. Caputo deliberate behind the net, sends it in front. Hollander cut off there by Davis. She'll bring it back up. Kelly Christie to Zarisha Sunas. She'll send it back up top. Natalia Soffer. Soffer, that pass was high but handled by Hollander. Gets down low, double teamed and lost it. Good defense play there by the Irish. Ball loose on the ground. And it's scooped up by Margaret Ritson, the goaltender. Notre Dame now with 37 seconds to work with. And that's a bad turnover in front, right to Caputo, and she buries it. Margaret Ritson, not the player right there that you want to give the ball to wide open in front of the net, and Tessa Caputo deposits her first goal of the game and locks us at 3. Eilbacher with Ruff in the circle, 32 seconds left. And the game knotted at 3. Amelia Eilbacher up to 56 draw control wins. This one she can't take, though, and it's Kelly Christie. Clock ticks down to 22 seconds. Panthers looking to go back in front here as this first quarter winds to a close. Hollander left alone, deals it to Soffer, and Hollander will get it back. Little trouble with that one, but she corrals it now with 9 seconds. Hollander, whistle blows. Clock still running. Clock runs out. And the officials will say that is the end of quarter number 1. 12 minutes down, 36 to play from Lawrenceville. 3-3 is your score. We'll take a quick break. Be right back with the second quarter of action next on the WBCB Sports Network.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
Car buying made simple at Hyundai of Trenton, 1655 North Olden Avenue, Ewing Township. Over 100 new Hyundai models from Elantras and Sonatas to SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, and Palisade, including hybrid models. Hyundai of Trenton has the inventory, including a huge selection of pre-owned certified vehicles. No market adjustment on any car in stock. Get an extra $1,000 rebate trade-in value towards any new vehicle. Hyundai of Trenton will buy your vehicle even if you don't purchase a car. Fast payment, top dollar paid for your car. Hyundai of Trenton. Car buying made simple on the area's fastest growing dealership at 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. We welcome you back here to Notre Dame High School. Alongside Freddie Valentino, I'm Jordan Hirsch. The teams will switch directions now, and a very evenly played opening 12 minutes, Freddie. Score knotted at 3. Notre Dame 4 draw controls and 3 for Princeton Day. We were talking kind of during the break just how crucial that has been, and we've seen basically whoever wins the draw has been able to get on the scoreboard. And this time it will be Eilbacher with Ruff in the circle. This one high up into the air. Wicked spin on that. Eilbacher went to pick it up, and it will belong to Princeton Day. Racing up, they come in transition. They try to get in front to Caputo. That one tipped around, being fought for. And we've got a whistle. This one's going to stay with Princeton Day. They'll get it at the top of the fan. Caputo deals it to Christie. And now Hollander. Hollander with 1 goal so far. Her teammate Caputo and Soffer have the other 2. The scoring for Notre Dame, 2 for Reese Parker, 1 for Amelia Eilbacher. Here's Caputo behind the net. Caputo races around in front, ducks around a defender, and a wicked right-handed shot. And she beats Ritson. Sidearm sling right there by Tessa Caputo, her 2nd goal of the game. And it's 4-3 Princeton Day. Kind of tough to defend that. She works her way around 2 defenders and lets go of a wicked sidearm snipe. And I'll tell you what, Notre Dame, through really the first 13 minutes of this game, Freddie, they've done a good job defending Caputo. That one obviously really tough to defend. Of course, the other goal off of just a unfortunate turnover by Ritson in net. But overall, I mean, what have you seen? Because I've liked the way they've defended the star player here for Princeton Day.
They did a great job. It's actually impressive that she just scored. I mean, like you said, we went through the whole first quarter, and for her to just get on the board, that's something to be said about the defense.
Christie to Soffer, and now Zarisha Sunas. Far side of the net, sends that one in front. Hollander makes a move and scores, and just like that, Princeton Day, 2 goals in rapid succession, and they have jumped back on top by 2. It's 5-3. That one goes to Hollander, her 2nd goal of the afternoon. Up now to 45 points on the season for the senior midfielder, who will be attending Wesleyan in the fall. And with those 2 goals, now just 1 point away from number 100 for her career. Eilbacher looking to right the ship in the circle. Ruff wins this one back. Parker went to pick it up, but we've got whistles, and we'll do that once more. This time it's high up in the air. Parker deflects it back and scoops it up off the ground. This time Notre Dame controls. Reese Parker looking for a hat trick. Gets into the middle. Parker That shot was stopped by Ulrich, but we've got a whistle, and
looks like it's going to be shooting space. Reese
Yeah.
Parker's on the 8.
And so Parker will get a chance for that hat trick and a chance to pull her team back to within 1. She'll get this one straight away. This is how she scored her first goal. Parker steps in. This time it's stopped by Ulrich. It deflects and it will stay with the Irish. Ellie Marone to Javik up top. The lefty tries to get that one to Driscoll. She'll scoop it up off the ground. Eilbacher at the point. Feeds Parker. She gets knocked to the ground, and this will be another whistle and another foul against Princeton Day. And now Reese Parker is going to get a chance at revenge here. She'll have another penalty shot straight away with a chance to cut it to 1. Parker for the hat trick. This time she bounces it past the goaltender and scores. First half hat trick for Reese Parker. She is picked up right where she left off against Paul VI and Princeton. She's got 75% of the scoring for her team so far and has them back to within a goal. And so now after a first quarter that kind of flew by and both teams playing their offense very deliberate, very slow, the second has kind of been anything but, as we've now got 3 combined goals, 9:28 to play till halftime. Another draw, it's high up into the air and right down into the net of Reese Parker. She's been everywhere here early. Parker turned back, up top Eilbacher. Amelia Eilbacher, she's got 1 goal. She's up to 26 on the season. Michaela Driscoll to Ellie Marone. Marone trying to turn a corner. She's cut off, and that one off the stick of Javik, but she goes back and recovers. Parker fakes the pass, tries to get around her defender. Instead goes back behind the net to Aubrey Davis. Davis to Eilbacher. She'll play the role of point guard. Eilbacher, a double pirouette, gets it to the doorstep, looking for space, cut off, and she's forced back behind. Good defense right there, played by Shelby Ruff. Driscoll trying to put the moves on, and she's forced back as well. She'll flip it underhand. Or I should say, that was Davis flipping that one underhand to Michaela Driscoll. She's got it now. Driscoll lets go of a heater and scores, and it's 5-5. 19th goal of the season for the junior attacker, and that one had a little extra zip on it. And so now exactly 4 minutes gone, second quarter, 4 combined goals. The first 2 from Princeton Day, these last 2 here from Notre Dame. And so far they've answered all the punches that have been thrown. And now head coach Brian Fisher will use a timeout. We will take it with him. 8 minutes to play till halftime. Score locked at 5. We'll be back with more action next on the WBCB Sports Network.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously.
Welcome back to Notre Dame High School. 5-5 your score, 8 minutes to play until halftime. And so far, Freddie, we've seen Princeton Day get out to a couple of 2-goal advantages, but some nice answers by Notre Dame, and they've stayed right with the Panthers here so far.
They have, definitely. It can go any way at any moment. I mean, here we are with a reset, 5-5. It's like starting over again.
This time a switch in the circle for Princeton Day. Tessa Caputo will be on this draw alongside Amelia Eilbacher. Caputo, just 8 draw control wins so far this season. We'll see how she fares here against Eilbacher, who's up over 50. This one high in the air, and it will be taken by Princeton Day. Caputo trying to get a step around Cam Beadle. This time she'll take it around behind the net, wheel back out in front, and will circle her way back up top to the point and deal to Hollander. Jessie Hollander to Kelly Christie, the senior midfielder, and back up top. Here's Caputo. She's got 2. Caputo this time around behind the net in reverse. Caputo falls to the ground on her own, feeds it in front, and a nice save there by Ritson on Lucia McKee. That's probably one of the cleaner saves that we have seen in our 3 games that we have been here at Notre Dame, right into the net of Margaret Ritson. Beadle pirouettes, looking for a white jersey, and she'll find one in Michaela Driscoll. Driscoll behind the net to Aubrey Davis. Eilbacher will switch positions with her. Davis back to Eilbacher. Call out the play with her left hand. Eilbacher looking for a teammate. Tries to put the moves on behind the net. We've seen her score once already with that. This time she will score again. Which way is she going? Nobody knows. Amelia Eilbacher gets it in front and puts Notre Dame ahead 6-5. Now up to 27 goals this season. She scored exactly 27 in both of her freshman and junior years. And her next goal will give her a new personal record for most in a season. Eilbacher versus Caputo. For this draw, ref blows the whistle. Another one that's sent skyward. And this one will roll back and be taken by Tessa Caputo. Kelly Christie lost her right shoe. Now trying to put it back on, back behind the play. So 10 on 11 right now for Princeton Day. And now Christie works out the shoe problem as she gets back into the play. Caputo will stall behind the net. Sends that one to McKee and right back to Caputo. Halfway through the second quarter, 6-5, Notre Dame on top. Caputo looking to change that, has it knocked out of her stick. And it was done so illegally. So now Caputo with this difficult angle. She's got a chance at a first half hat trick right here. Instead, she'll take it back to the top of the 8-meter, gets around one defender, still controls, and she'll take it back behind the net. Good job there by Notre Dame not allowing her to get that one in front. And now away from the play, we've got another whistle as the clock will continue to run, now under 5:20 left in the second. It'll stay with Princeton Day. Caputo deals it to Soffer up top. Christie thought about a shot, instead gives it up Hollander. She'll dish off to McKee. And now Salas up top. There you go, Hollander, she shoots and scores, top shelf. Jessie Hollander makes it a 6-6 game. And now she's up to 4 goals. I should say 3. She's up to 3. She's got 3. Caputo with 2. Soffer with 1. That totals 6. That's where we're locked right now with 4:50 to go until halftime.
Great play right there. I mean, that was a great feed. She came in fast, up top, stick all the way up, straight down the middle. Couldn't ask for a better cut.
Yeah, and a great shot, too, up over the shoulder there of Ritson as well. Not much she could do about that one. And now we've got a delay as 2 balls have gotten loose on the field. You only need 1. And so the officials get that one figured out. Caputo versus Eilbacher in the circle for this draw. Neither team has led by more than 2 at any point during this game. Notre Dame has not led by more than a goal. Eilbacher wins this one cleanly. Back to Reese Parker. Notre Dame looking to go right back in front here. Parker moves up with lots of steam down the alley, takes it to the side of the net, spins back. Parker rotates the stick and finds Eilbacher at the point. She'll slowly traverse back behind the net and reset the offense. This has been the way that Notre Dame has done it. They've sent Eilbacher around behind the net quite a bit. Trying to put the moves on, comes out the far side. Fakes a pass to Marone, still controls. Eilbacher still with it now. Sends it around to the side of the net. There's Marone, and now whistles and a foul against Princeton Day. It will stay with the Irish. Driscoll behind the net to Davis. Tries to get it in front. Ball loose, up in the air, comes down into the net of Driscoll, and she shoots one wide. And that time it was Princeton Day first back to get it, so they'll control. That one comes out of the net of Ulrich kind of awkwardly. But the Panthers continue to control, and they'll move up here in transition. Christie gets bumped by Davis. Official blows the whistle. We'll play on. Soffer to Caputo. Chased behind the net by Mickey O'Connell. Comes out the other side. 3:16 on a waning second quarter clock. Christie top of the fan to Caputo into the 8-meter. Fakes a shot, pulls it back out. And she'll jog back out to the point. Deals that one off. Hollander fakes left, goes right, and takes it around behind the cage once again. Cassandra Salas out to McKee. And now up top, they'll work it around the perimeter. Here's Caputo on the far side. Motion Shelby Ruff over to the right, and now she'll go back left. Caputo, head fake. And again, she'll be content to take it around behind the net. That pass over the head of Salas. Ball loose, ground ball taken by Ellie Marone. Marone back to Koziel. And across to O'Connell. 2:25 to play. Second quarter, that one off the edge of the stick there of Eilbacher, and it's a turnover. Second turnover of the game here for Notre Dame. Can Princeton Day take advantage again? And we've got whistles now, and Hollander will set this one up on the far side of the fan. She'll go back up top. Here's Kelly Christie. To her left, it's McKee, and Christie gets it back from her. Christie to Hollander. Now Soffer. They'll try to get it behind the net to Caputo. That one was cut off by Koziel. Soffer spinning her way on her defender. Now Caputo's got it behind the cage. 90 seconds left, second quarter. Caputo sends that one in front. Ruff had trouble handling that one at an open net if she was able to corral it. Instead, ball loose, and it will go to the Fighting Irish. 6-6, your score, 1:18 to play till halftime. Marone double-teamed. Finds Sammy Davis, and she'll jog this one up and get across midfield. Has that one knocked out of her net momentarily, goes back to recover and gives it up. Under 60 seconds left now in the second. Aubrey Davis, side of the net. Flips it underhand to Eilbacher, and she'll take it around behind the cage. We'll see if Notre Dame plays this end of quarter possession a little slower than their last one, which ended up leading to a turnover and a goal for Caputo at the end of the first. Eilbacher seems okay to just drain out this clock, which is now ticked down to 19 seconds. Eilbacher, head fake behind the net, pirouettes back to her left, gets to the doorstep and a whistle. And it's going against Princeton Day. Or no, it's not. It's going against Notre Dame.
Crease violation.
Yeah, and so another kind of unforced error by the Fighting Irish at the end of a quarter. And so now I think there's a little bit of confusion maybe as to who has possession. There's 7 seconds on the clock. 6-6 your score. And Notre Dame will get it back. Amelia Eilbacher and company will take it. 7 seconds with which to work. Eilbacher with 5. Gets it in front, lets it go. Sidearm, that one stopped. And time runs out. Evenly played first half of action here from Notre Dame High School. 6-6 is the score. And our halftime show is coming for you next, so do not go anywhere. We will be back with that right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
Welcome back to Lawrenceville alongside Freddie Valentino. I'm Jordan Hirsch here at halftime from Coach Mike Perrone Field, where the score is 6-6 between the 10-2 Princeton Day Panthers and the 8-3 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We'll run down some first half scoring numbers. Reese Parker, 3 goals, first half hat trick for her. Amelia Eilbacher with 2 of her own. Michaela Driscoll has got the other one for Notre Dame. As for Princeton Day, Jessie Hollander with a first half hat trick. She's got 3. Tessa Caputo, the senior attacker, she's got 2, and Natalia Soffer, the junior attacker, has the other one for Princeton Day. 6-6 game, evenly played first half of action, Freddie. You can't really look at any major disparities on either side of this field so far, but I know you had mentioned while we were away that you'd maybe like to see Notre Dame clean up on some of the turnovers because they've led to at least the one easy goal for Caputo in front of the net, and if they are able to clean that up, they should have a much better second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you've mentioned before, I mean, a well-balanced game. Here we are again with another reset, right? 6-6. It might as well be 0-0. I mean, the next goal brings you ahead. I've seen a couple drop passes. I've seen a forced turnover, things that I think shouldn't have needed to happen. I mean, if Notre Dame wants to be the one who comes out with the win on this, you just got to hit your marks. You got to clean it up. You got to catch the passes. You can't drop the ball. You got to be on point. Like you mentioned before, you've got a couple Division I players on PDS that you're playing against, and the minute you get the ball in their hands, they're going to go to work.
Yeah, and for Notre Dame, what do you think that Coach Brian Fisher was kind of talking about during their halftime huddle? Do you think that he kind of brought up that same type of thing that you had mentioned about turnovers? And if so, maybe what else do you think he added to that? Because Notre Dame 6-6 here. They've played a good game considering who they're going up against, but I'm sure that Coach Fisher would maybe like to see some more improvements here in the last 24 minutes.
I bet you that the halftime talk kind of went same as conversation we just had.
And so the second half is underway. Reese Parker has it. She's got 3. She's got 15 in her last 5 halves of action. She wheels on in, puts it in the back of the net.
Come out with a shooting space.
And they're not going to count that one, but she will get a chance here to put Notre Dame back ahead. Parker's already scored twice on the penalty shot. Wheels through a triple team and shoots it up over the crossbar. The officials will rule that Eilbacher was first to get back towards that one, so it will stay with Notre Dame. 6-6 your score. Not used to seeing Reese Parker miss now 2 penalty shots, but she's scored 2, and she's had some tough luck with some of the others, but Notre Dame keeps possession, and Parker's got it at the point. Parker will walk the edge of the fan, now gets into it, into the 8-meter for a second, takes it back out, and deals it off to Eilbacher. Makes a spin move on Ruff. Eilbacher tries to get that in front to Beadle. Instead, it rolls through.
That's Kate Moog with the ball.
Yeah, first time we've called her name here this afternoon. Eilbacher conducting the offense at the point. Feeds Parker up top. She'll circle her way in, forced back by Salzano. Tries to put the moves on her. Salzano stays right with her. Spins by. This time she shoots a little floating shot that ends up in. 7-6, kind of almost like a knuckleball right there out of the net of Reese Parker, and it's a 7-6 Notre Dame lead. Seen some interesting shots here in this game, especially from Parker. That one kind of just floated on up there. We've seen her get one off of kind of a double bounce, and then at the same time, we've seen these two squads kind of go back and forth with the, shots coming out at high speeds. We've had a little bit of everything here for the combined 13 goals we've got. This one high up into the air. Players end up on the deck, and it's taken by Eilbacher. She'll feed Parker, and she'll jog her way to the edge of the fan. Parker already with 4. Again, she's scored 6 each in the last 2 games against Paul VI and Princeton. 2/3 of the way there right here. Marone, head fake, peels back off. Parker in the middle of the 8-meter, tries to bounce this one. It goes wide of the net, racing back to get that one.
Vanessa Heitman.
Notre Dame, yeah, Vanessa Heitman again. First time we've called her name as well. Heitman to Beadle, and back behind the net, it's Eilbacher. Notre Dame has not led by more than a goal at any point so far in this one. Neither team has led by more than 2. Eilbacher up top to Reese Parker. Now she's kind of acting as the point guard here in the second half. Underhands it to Marone. Eilbacher's side of the net. Marone trying to get around her defender. Puts the spin move on Salzano. Yellow card comes up. The yellow flag comes up, and it's going to be shooting space now for Ellie Marone. A chance to get on the board for the first time here for the junior midfielder, and a chance to make it a 2-goal advantage for the Fighting Irish. Marone scores, and it's 8-6. Her 19th goal of the season. Ellie Marone, the 3-sport athlete, also on the field hockey and basketball team, and she's now got her squad here on the lacrosse field up by a pair.
Ellie Marone was just on NJ.com as one of the unsung heroes in New Jersey lacrosse. She covers a lot of ground when she's on the field.
So now Shelby Ruff back in the circle here after it was Tessa Caputo for most of the second quarter. Ruff and Eilbacher, again one that goes high up in the air. And it ends up in the net for Notre Dame of Cam Beadle. She scoops it back up off the ground and controls as she crosses midfield. A couple of whistles will play on. Clementine Bowden Gives it up Eilbacher, and she'll jog her way in. Side of the net for the senior. Up top, Parker, top of the 8-meter. Backpedals her way to the edge of the fan, walks on in, and gives it up to Eilbacher. Eilbacher looking for some space. Now she'll go to work on Ruff, being pestered. Gets it in the middle, Marone, and now she's got back-to-back goals for Notre Dame, and just like that, it's 9-6. Ellie Marone with 2 in less than a minute.
Tremendous offensive play by the Irish right there.
And Princeton Day is going to need a timeout. They've given up the first 3 goals of the third quarter, so 9-6 game, 7:31 to play in the third. We'll take that break with them. Be right back with more action next on the WBCB Sports Network.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Welcome back to Notre Dame High School. 9-6 Fighting Irish on top. They've scored the first 3 here out of halftime. Ellie Marone with 2 of those. Reese Parker with the other one. Ellie Marone, the junior midfielder, now up to 20 goals on the season. She's put together a real nice stretch of games here, and she's got her team on top by 3. Largest lead of the game for either side so far. And so now Ruff against Eilbacher in the circle after the timeout called by Princeton Day. This one will be scooped up by Parker, but illegally, and it will now be Kelly Christie to move it up for Princeton Day. Christie to Caputo. She's got 2. Caputo circles around behind the net. She's got Beetle on her for the defense, and so we'll now take it to the side of the cage and send it all the way back up top to Hollander. Goes across to Christie. Now McKee to Zarisha Sunas at the side. She'll try to get that one back up top, and going up to get that was Christie. She gets around Javik after the whistle, sends it into the middle. Shot and a goal. Sneaking that past Margaret Ritson was Shelby Ruff, her first goal of the game. Give her 21 on the season. Shelby Ruff, who will be headed to Merrimack in a couple of years, the junior midfielder. Make that 21 goals now on the season, 11 assists. Another 3-sport athlete in this game. Plays basketball and is also the goalie on the soccer team as well. And she gets a big goal right there for Princeton Day to cut it back down to 2.
Looks like Coach Fisher substituted in Fallon Parker. That's Reese's younger sister on the defense.
And so that's the first time we've seen her here this afternoon. Shelby Ruff, who just scored the last goal, in there with Eilbacher for the draw. This one loose and still loose. Up in the air a few times and finally scooped up by Kelly Christie. She'll wheel on up for Princeton Day. Chance to cut it right back down to 1. Hollander across Caputo. Tessa Caputo to the edge of the fan. Loops that one to Hollander in a triple team. And Javik forced that one out. Ball comes this way, and Eilbacher scoops it up off the ground. And so this time it's Notre Dame forcing the turnover. Let's see if they can take advantage. Eilbacher pirouettes on Salzano. And again, Notre Dame will look to slow it down. Past the midway point here of the third, 9-7 Irish lead. Marone, who's already got 2 this quarter. Her and Parker at the point. Parker's got it now. Reese Parker being pestered all the way by Hollander, has it stripped, got it back. Good defense there by Hollander on Parker. Gets around her, though, and she scores. It doesn't matter. And now Reese Parker hits the deck after that goal, and she stays down. It's the 10th goal of the game for Notre Dame. Give them a 3-goal lead once more. Parker quickly back to her feet. Good to see there. She's got 5 now.
Appears she was holding her face a little bit, her mouth there, but
yeah, I wonder if maybe
never
she
got
caught
the whistle.
Maybe she caught an inadvertent stick up high. She'll stay in the game, so that's good to see as she kind of hopped right back up. She's now a goal away from 6 in 3 straight games as she restores the 3-goal lead for Notre Dame. And now that the Fighting Irish have gotten into double figures, it's a good time to mention they're 8-1 when scoring double digits this season, 0-2 when they score less than 10. Princeton Day, they've got 7. They're undefeated when they score in double figures, 10-0, also 0-2 when they score under 10. Princeton Day, a much better home team than they are on the road, 7-0 at the friendly confines, just 3-2 away from home. Eilbacher to Javik. Notre Dame looking to go in front here by 4 for the first time. Javik kind of flips it up in the air to herself. She's got it at the point, gets it to Parker, and that one is stopped by Ulrich as she denies goal number 6. Hollander with Parker in pursuit and interference. And it's going to be a yellow card as well on Aubrey Davis. And so now second time this game that Princeton Day will get a shot 11 on 10. .456 to play here in the third. Notre Dame holding 3. Christie angles her way in. Feeds it up top. Hollander double teamed again. She's had trouble with that so far. Hollander to Soffer, gets it right back from her up top. Here's Christie. And she gets knocked to the ground by Javik. And that's going to be another yellow card, so now 11 on 9. And a 2-player advantage here for Princeton Day. And you got to believe they're really going to be looking to take advantage now. Down by 3 with 4:29 to play in the third. Javik, along with her teammate Aubrey Davis, on the bench now for 2 minutes. Christie to her right. It's McKee. They get it in front. Christie, this time she scores. Top right corner. And Kelly Christie has her first goal of the afternoon, makes it 10-8. Kelly Christie, the senior midfielder, now up to 31 goals on the season, and another three-sport athlete that we've got here on the field. Also plays field hockey and basketball. And her first tally pulls the Panthers back to within a pair.
All right, Jordan, this is where Notre Dame really needs to gain possession here and win the draw. You're 2 players down on the sideline. You need to gain possession and slow it down and keep it till you can get those 2 players back in.
It'll be Eilbacher with Ruff. This draw looms large. The official will blow the whistle. It's up in the air. Parker fighting for it, but it's taken by Kelly Christie. And now a chance for Princeton Day to cut the deficit to 1. Christie into the middle, Caputo. She's got 2. They've done a good job on her so far. Behind the net and comes out, gets through a double team. Around another defender, bounces it and scores. Man, Tessa Caputo around 3 defenders and makes it a 10-9 game. She's got a hat trick now. 20 goals in her last 5 games. She's now 5 away from the school record, 228 for her career. Tessa Caputo, the reigning CVC Player of the Week. She's also up for New Jersey Top Girls Lacrosse Senior of 2024. And by her standards, she's been held relatively quiet in this game, just 3 goals. But that one a big one, and it pulls her team back to within 1. It's 10-9. That one kind of whiffed on by both Ruff and Eilbacher, and a late whistle. And it's going to be another foul against Notre Dame, so Princeton Day still with 2 players up, a chance to tie this one as they've really taken advantage now of the 11-on-9 action. Hollander scoops that one up off the turf. Finds Katie Zarishia-Sunas. In front they go. Christie, that one deflected. Christie knocked to the ground, no call. Here's Soffer wheeling her way in front. Tries to get that one to McKee. She couldn't handle it, can't handle it again off the ground, but now goes back to pick it up. And another whistle.
Jordan, I'm going to have to rewind that last play when I finish up here. I really didn't think the draw went over the head. I'm surprised that they didn't call that. I don't know what the error was on Notre Dame.
And both players have kind of whiffed on it too, so it didn't really have much,
Exactly.
kind of height at all.
I don't think it was a fair draw. I think it should have been taken over.
Here's Christie to Hollander, gets into the 8-meter, forced back out by Sammy Davis. Hollander tries to work her way back in front, instead forced to the side of the net, and now Caputo behind. Caputo, they leave her alone, and she makes Notre Dame pay with her 4th goal of the game, and just like that, it's 10-10. They had the double team on her. Both players vacated the area, and you cannot leave Tessa Caputo that wide open. Up to 54 goals on the year, and we are square at 10 with 2:36 to play in the 3rd. And so now they'll put Tessa Caputo back in the circle with Eilbacher here. It's been Eilbacher the entire way through. We've seen sometimes that Coach Fisher will give it to Emily Javik, but he's stayed with Amelia Eilbacher, and she's been good against both Caputo and Shelby Ruff. Hasn't had that same fortune here the last few times, though. This one high up in the air. And the loose ball's taken by number 23 in black. That's Jessie Hollander. Just like that, Princeton Day a chance to go ahead. Javik comes back in. Caputo, who's got 4 goals, 2 in this quarter, 2:13 to play in it. Kelly Christie, who's gotten on the board in this stanza. Sarisha Asuna sends that one back up top, and another high pass that's handled by Christie. She gets bumped and fouled by Emily Javik. Christie into the middle, and that one gets past Ritson. Not sure if it was deflected on the way in. 4 straight goals for the Panthers, and they have turned a 3-goal deficit into a 1-goal advantage. It's 11-10. Give that goal there to Shelby Ruff. She's got 2 on the day. And so just like that, after all the momentum was with the Fighting Irish, Princeton Day gets on the 2-player advantage, and they've certainly taken advantage, and they've completely flipped the script here in the third. This one way up in the air, and it's taken by Caputo after Eilbacher kind of whiffed on it as it was coming back down. Kelly Christie, defended closely by Marone, nearly gets around her, now feeds it into the middle. Hollander keeps her balance and takes it back out top. Gets it back from Soffer. Christie with Marone right on her again. Gets around her. Javik there to force out, and Emily Javik stripped it clean. She's got it back. Big turnover forced there by Javik. Here come the Irish. 65 seconds to play, third quarter. Pass up ahead, connects with Aubrey Davis. Davis takes it all the way in herself and scores. Big time goal. Aubrey Davis knocks us at 11 with 55 seconds to play in the third. For Aubrey Davis, it's her first goal of the afternoon, 9th on the season for the sophomore attacker. And none bigger for Notre Dame this entire game than that one right there, as it halts the Princeton Day momentum. So after each team scored 6 in the first half combined, they've now each scored 5 just here in the third. Scoring is ramped up. Javik now in for this draw, and it's won by Caputo. That's the first time we've seen Javik in the circle the entire game. Under a minute to play here for Princeton Day, and a chance to go back in front as the clock winds towards the fourth. Caputo gets turned back. Sends it in the middle. Christie bounces it and scores. Past the right foot of Margaret Ritson. Kelly Christie, just like that, puts her team back ahead 12-11. And so now another big draw here. If Notre Dame's able to win it, a chance to get this one back tied. If not, Princeton Day, a chance to go back up by 2 as we enter the final 12. Javik with Ruff. Batted by Ruff. And scooped up by Eilbacher. She's got it for Notre Dame. 17 seconds left. A chance to tie it at her number. Eilbacher slips. Stays upright, though, with 10 seconds. Eilbacher gives it up. Javik spins her way through the 8-meter. Has it knocked out. And it done so illegally. So with 2 seconds on the clock, free position for Notre Dame. And a chance to get this one even at 12. And now some confusion. I think head coach Brian Fisher is asking if that will be on the 12 or on the 8.
Javik was going in for a shot. It looks like it should have been an 8-meter shot. She should be able to take a free possession right there. Looks like Coach Brian Fisher is going to challenge that.
And the officials will talk this one over. Coach Fisher will use a timeout. 2 seconds left in the third. We'll take it with them. Be right back with the free position next and a chance to tie it for Notre Dame when we come back on the WBCB Sports Network.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
Welcome back here to Notre Dame. 2 seconds left in the third. 12-11 Princeton Day on top. They have scored 5 of the last 6 goals. But Emily Javik with a penalty shot here and a chance to tie it at 12 before we enter the final 12 minutes. Javik, the southpaw, she's yet to score in this one. Whistle blows and she shoots it high. And Princeton Day will remain in front 12-11 as we head to the fourth. 36 down, 12 to go in Lawrenceville. We'll be back with the finish of this game next on the WBCB Sports Network.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
$14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Welcome back to Lawrenceville. We've got an exciting finish for you here on the WBCB Sports Network. 12-11 Princeton Day on top of Notre Dame as we enter the final 12 minutes of play. Tessa Caputo so far leading the way for her team. 4 goals for the senior of the Panthers, 2 for Kelly Christie, 1 for Natalia Soffer, 2 for Shelby Ruff, and 3 for Jessie Hollander. On the Notre Dame side, Amelia Eilbacher has got 2, but is yet to score after halftime. Ellie Marone with 2 third-quarter tallies. Michaela Driscoll, she's got 1, and Reese Parker has 5. Parker, who's been the hottest player on this Fighting Irish squad this week. 17 goals since Saturday. And the Irish might need a few more out of her here in this fourth if they want to come from behind. They've led by as many as 3, trailed by as many as 2. That's how close this game has been. Javik and Ruff ready for the opening draw of the fourth. Won back cleanly by the Panthers, and Christie will send it ahead. Hollander to the edge of the fan. Side of the net, Zarishia-Sunas, now Caputo. Closely defended by Kozel, gets it around in front, and it's Kelly Christie. She's got a second half hat trick, give her 3 on the day. And just quick strike offense there from the Panthers. They go back up top by 2, just 19 seconds into the fourth. These two teams are a combined 18-1 when scoring north of 10. Princeton Day 10-0, Notre Dame 8-1. And something's got to give here. Both teams now up in double figures. Someone's got to lose. Princeton Day and Notre Dame in a tight battle. This draw is won by the Irish. Eilbacher puts her head down as she crosses midfield. Ruff right on her hip. Spins by her and feeds Emily Javik. Across to Parker. The softball game behind us provides some background music as Eilbacher's got it at the edge of the fan. Off to her right, there's Driscoll. Cut off and forced back out top. She'll give it up to Eilbacher. She'll trade places with Marone. Eilbacher now to the far side of the field. And back behind the net she goes. Marone trying to get open in front. Now Demsko trying to do the same. Good defense by Princeton Day. Eilbacher to the side of the net. Spins right back behind the cage. Makes a move. Trying to get around in front. Eilbacher pirouettes. Gets in front and scores. Third time she's done that. And it's a 13-12 game. Man, fancy footwork there by Amelia Eilbacher. All 3 of her goals in this game have come via some slick moves behind the net. And so with 10:41 left, it is a 13-12 game.
Amelia has been very successful behind the cage today.
She's used her shiftiness to her advantage for sure.
Absolutely.
Javik knocks this one up in the air, and it comes down to Sammy Davis. Nearly lost it. Ball loose. And it will belong to the Fighting Irish. A chance to tie it here. Koziel across midfield. Into the offensive zone. Driscoll left alone.
Shooting space.
And it's a foul, going against Princeton Day. And so now Michaela Driscoll, who's got 1 goal in the afternoon, with a chance to tie us at 13. Driscoll makes the move, and that one is denied by Ulrich off the edge of her net. Big time stop there by Grace Ulrich. It remains a 13-12 game. It will stay with the Irish, though. Still a chance to lock this one up right here. Eilbacher, she's been so great operating from behind the net. Spins, tries to get in front, forced back, gets back in front this time and scores once again. At this point, you just expect it. It's 13-13. Amelia Eilbacher's got 4. She has been absolutely unstoppable back behind the cage.
On fire she is. Her footwork is so good. The crease rolling is so impressive. I mean, she's really brought it today.
And that one, she had her defender going left. She came back to the right, wide open. Plenty of net to shoot at. And she did not miss. 13-13, 9.5 to play here in the fourth. Javik knocks this one up in the air. Eilbacher jumps for it, can't get it. Ball loose, still fought for. More white jerseys in there than black. And Sammy Davis comes away with it. Davis gets bumped by McKee, splits a double, tripped up, and that's a foul. Notre Dame a chance to go back in front. Beadle traverses up across the midfield line. Tries to make a move on Caputo, forces her wide, now Javik. That was actually Christie with the good defense, but Javik's got it now for the Irish nonetheless. She'll flip it underhand to Eilbacher. Let's see if she takes it right back behind the cage. This time she'll give it up Javik. And now Reese Parker. 5 goals for her, 17 in the last 3 games. A goal here would put her team in front, trying to make a move, forced back out. Javik into the 8-meter, knocked to the ground, and a foul. And if it's a yellow card, it'll be 11 on 10. Looks like the official will keep that in her pocket, but Emily Javik with a chance now to give her team the lead. Shot it over the crossbar the last time she had a free position. This time, she does not. Buries it, bottom right corner, and it's 14-13 Notre Dame. Emily Javik decided that the last time when she shot it high did not work out for her. Says, how about I try one low, and that time able to find Twine and give her team the lead back. Exactly 8 minutes to play here in the 4th. Notre Dame has retaken the lead. They've scored the last 3 goals after Princeton Day ripped off a 5-1 run. Here come the Panthers. Jessie Hollander around behind the net. And a whistle will stay with the Panthers, though. Soffer up top to Caputo. Lucia McKee gets it back. Swings it up top to Christie, trying to get around Marone. Into the fan, into the 8-meter, they go Soffer. Ball knocked out of her net, but a foul, and now Natalia Soffer will get a chance straight away to lock this one up even at 14. Soffer, who's got 1 on the afternoon, hits the post. Ball high up in the air. Christie's got it back for Princeton Day. So the Irish survive that scare, but still have work to do if they want to get the ball back with the lead. Caputo behind the net. In front they go. A bounce shot by Zarisha Sunas, and she scores her first goal of the afternoon, her 12th of the season. And number 14 locks us at 14. Tell you what, with how good Tessa Caputo is scoring from in tight, she's done a real good job dishing out the assists as well from behind the net, finding open teammates in front, and that time able to connect with Katie Zarisha-Sunas, the senior attacker. And we're square at 14. High-scoring game between a couple of powerful offenses. Princeton Day average over 14 goals per game, 14.2 to be exact. Notre Dame at 13.2 on the season. This one up in the air, and it's taken by Jessie Hollander. Panthers with a chance for the lead. Hollander has it knocked free, but a foul. Javik all over Hollander in front of the Princeton Day bench. Here's Tessa Caputo. She's got 4. Feeds it down low, McKee. And a hold this time against the Irish. Fourth quarter, so the clock will continue to run as Lucia McKee with a chance to put her team back in front. 5:40 left. McKee gives it up this time to Caputo. She gets stopped. Good defense. Ball loose. Notre Dame can't finish off the defensive stand. Hollander comes out of the pack with it. Great defense there on Caputo, but Princeton Day still with possession and still with a chance to go in front. O'Connell on Caputo as he gets around in front. Gives it up to Natalia Soffer, and Javik stripped it away. Here comes Notre Dame back the other way in transition. Javik, long stretch pass, connects with Aubrey Davis. Davis trying to beat her defender, gets around and will take it behind the cage. Notre Dame will slow it down. 4:41 on a ticking fourth quarter clock. Javik with the ball, gives it up to Reese Parker. She'll walk her way around the edge of the fan. And now starts up. Parker with 5, make it 6. Notre Dame back in front, 15-14, 3 consecutive 6-goal games for Reese Parker. And so now it will be Caputo with Javik in the circle. 4:24 left. Back and forth we go. Notre Dame on top by 1. This one up in the air. And Caputo gets knocked to the ground. No call. Officials say it's all right. Eilbacher scoops it up. Eilbacher double team gets pushed by Christie. That will draw a whistle. Here's Michaela Driscoll. She's going to take it behind the cage. And now Notre Dame on top. We'll see how they play this. Still 3:55 left. A goal here would be huge to restore that 2-goal lead that Notre Dame had. They had a 3-goal lead at one point late in the third. Princeton Day fought back, and now we've been on the seesaw here in the fourth. Eilbacher just so dangerous behind the net this afternoon. 4 goals, all of them have come via her stepping around in front. Can she do it again? Eilbacher forced back outside, and she'll take it behind the cage again. Good defense played by Shelby Ruff. Eilbacher trying to juke her out. Ruff stays with her. Eilbacher rips through, gets around behind. Forced out wide. Good defense here by Ruff. Eilbacher forced to give it up. Ball loose in the middle. Kind of an inadvertent pass, but going back to recover it is Ellie Marone. Hits Javik. Notre Dame will slow it down. Javik pulls it back out.
Real smart play by Javik there.
And
you could take away anything from the Paul 6 game. Paul 6, they played it really wide, slowed it down at this, and they stayed ahead. And that's where you need to be right now.
And now we're seeing Princeton Day play much more aggressively on defense here. Notre Dame trying to just kill time. Reese Parker's got it all the way towards the sideline. Now she'll start up. Parker's got 6, and now she's got 7. Reese Parker back-to-back goals. It's a 2-goal lead for Notre Dame with 2:15 to play. How about the run that Reese Parker has been on? Make that 19 goals in 3 games. I mean, Tessa Caputo, she's the reigning CVC Player of the Week. You got to believe that Reese Parker has a chance to win that award here this week still. Now with 19 goals and still 2:15 left, can she make it an even 20? It would have to start with Javik winning this draw. Javik with Caputo, 2:15 left. Princeton Day desperately needs this one, and they get it. Panthers staying alive, down by 2. And the visor of one of the Panthers came loose. That's Tessa Caputo. Officials stop play for that.
Guess they called that a yellow. She's out of the game, Parker. 2 minutes.
And that's big with exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Princeton Day will be 11 on 10 the rest of the way. And Parker, who's been the spark plug offensively, 7 goals so far. An unfortunate penalty for her. This is where the Panthers have really made inroads as well when they've had a player up or even 2 players up like we saw at the end of the third. Christie to Caputo. Back out of the 8-meter. Caputo around behind the net. Out the other side, Caputo ducks underneath and scores. Tessa Caputo, 5 goals on the afternoon for her. Makes it a 1-goal game with 1:43 left. She is now 3 goals away from breaking the Princeton Day school record, 2 away from tying it. 230 career goals now for her, and gotta believe she's gonna be looking for at least 1 more here. 103 seconds left, 16-15 your score. And these draws become that much bigger at this point in the game. Caputo with Javik in the circle. Remember, 11 on 10 right now for Princeton Day. Ball in the air. Caputo wins it cleanly. A chance to tie it. Caputo, head full of steam, takes it around behind the net. Clock dwindling now down to 90 seconds. In front they go. Christie, bounce shot, and it's blocked, and a save made by Margaret Ritson. Ritson leaves that one, and it's scooped up off the ground by Cam Beadle. 75 seconds left. Princeton Day's got to be real aggressive on the defensive end. Beadle up the sideline, crosses midfield, splits a double. Finds Ellie Marone. Down to 60 seconds left, and a bad turnover there by Marone. Here comes Princeton Day the other way, down by 1. Soffer, 50 seconds left. Up top, here's Hollander. Top of the fan, Hollander settles it down, deals it off to Soffer. Christie's got it at the point. Here's Hollander. 16-15 your score. Notre Dame holding on for dear life. Hollander into the fan, makes a move on Davis. Good defense. Javik forces her wide. 30 seconds left. Hollander behind the net, sends it in front. Zarisha Sunas with it. She's forced to take it back out. Here's Soffer with 22 seconds on the clock. Javik, good defense. Up top they go. Christie wheels in a shot, and a save made by Margaret Ritson. 2 big-time stops by Ritson. 12 seconds on a ticking clock. Down to 10. Ritson gives it up. Notre Dame with 8 seconds left, down to 5. They'll send it ahead. Eilbacher's got it, and the Irish will survive. 16-15 your final. How about Margaret Ritson? 2 major stops in the final 2 minutes of this game. And Notre Dame with a statement win, 16-15 is your final. They improve to 9-3 overall, 4-1 in conference play. With the loss, the 4-game win streak for the Panthers is over. They fall to 10-3 and are now just 1-3 in CVC Colonial Division play. What a game we had here. 16-15. Notre Dame gets the win over the Panthers of Princeton Day. Do not go anywhere. Our Italian People's Bakery Player of the Game interview is coming up right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We're on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
$14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We're on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey, because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
$14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
We all face challenges, and sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. But guess what? You're not alone. There's a beacon of hope shining through, and it's called the Hey app. If you've ever felt the weight of isolation, stress, or emotional struggles, this one's for you. We're about to unveil a platform that's more than just an app. It's a lifeline for those in need. What sets Hey apart? Well, it connects people in need with compassionate and supportive listeners. You can share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes, and do it all anonymously. Because sometimes all we need is someone to listen without judgment. And here's a beautiful opportunity for you. We're asking you to join this community of compassion. Download the Hey app and become a listener. Your kindness can be a guiding light for someone in their darkest moments. Imagine being the reason someone smiles today, the reason someone feels heard and understood. It's powerful, and it starts with you. Join us on this journey because every conversation can be a lifeline. Let's make the world a little brighter, one connection at a time.
$14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
In a world where every choice we make can impact someone's life, one brand is leading the way towards a brighter future. Introducing Fish. We are on a mission to raise awareness of the mental health issues many face every day, especially children, student athletes, and veterans. Join us at Fish and be a part of something bigger than yourself. Together, we can make waves of difference in the world.
In a world where every voice matters, there's a brand that stands out. Fish, not just a clothing company, but a movement for change. We're dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues, especially among children, student athletes, and veterans. Our brand was born from the belief that clothing can be a powerful tool for expression and support. Join us at Fish Clothing Company and be part of a community that's making a difference.
$14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Welcome back to Notre Dame High School, here with our Italian People's Bakery player of the game, Reese Parker. Reese, here is your certificate. You get a free hoagie at the Italian People's Bakery. Now, you've been on quite a tear here these last 3 games. 7 goals here today, 19 goals since Saturday. What's it like being on this type of a run?
Well, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. The feeds have been coming constantly, and they find me every time.
And now you go off there in the last 2 minutes, and your goaltender, Margaret Ritson, making 2 huge stops there at the end of the game to preserve the win. What's it like playing in front of her and having her as a teammate?
Well, she's a great goalie. I give her a lot of props because of her confidence to go in there and save a lot of goals and help us win that big game.
And now you do get the big win here against a very good Princeton Day squad. What does it say about your team and about the rest of the way, moving forward in this season?
It says a lot about our team. Our confidence is really boosted in the past couple games. We find each other, we work as a team, and it's really a team effort at the end of the day.
Well, Reese, thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That was our Italian People's Bakery player of the game, Reese Parker. 7 goals, 7 of the 16 that Notre Dame was able to score here in this one. They get the win 16-15 over the Panthers of Princeton Day. Thank you for listening here to Girls High School Lacrosse on WBCB Sports Network. Today's game has been brought to you by Notre Dame High School, Fish Clothing Company, and Hyundai of Trenton. And so one more time for our entire crew, Makai Gundy behind the camera, Brianne O'Neill, our video engineer, Freddie Valentino on color. I'm Jordan Hirsch saying thank you for listening and have a good night, everyone.